Okay, I see people are popping on. There we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Gloria Horn Sewing Studio. It's Tuesday, September 2nd, here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is the day after Labor Day. Did everyone have a good weekend? An extra day off on Mondays? Hey, it can't be a bad day when you had yesterday off, right? So it's this week's a quick week, right? With Monday being off. So I hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend. And can you believe it's the end of summer already? It's summer's over. One way or another, September is going to go by so fast too. So it's the end of summer. Here comes fall. I was driving through Pennsylvania over the weekend, and some of the leaves were changing already. Can you believe it? So the leaves were changing already on the trees, and it's coming. So that's okay. So. We've had really nice weather here, at least up in the Pittsburgh area. So I see everyone's from all over out there. But today we're doing some bargains on some bag making supplies. We have some new stuff mixed in. We have, Cindy, I got your message. I'm working on getting those back to everyone. So about that machine, about that Bernina machine. So I have a text. I'm gonna get back to you with that. So, but yeah, so everyone had a great weekend, and we have some bargain stuff to show you guys today. So let's just get started with what we got, right? So a couple things. John's going to come in and do some demos on the machines and stuff like that too. But also it's a big week. Gloria's daughter, Kathy, is getting married in Cape May, New Jersey this weekend. So it's a busy week here at Gloria Horns. We got a lot of moving parts and things going on. So we're glad you're here. But we're going to start with some bargains. So the first one is this little case right here. So if this is your first time with us, first time shopping with us and you're on Facebook, just if it's your first time and you're on Facebook, we need you to register. So you can go to the comment bar, type in the word register, enter your first name, last name, email address, and phone number, and then come right back on. But the best way to watch is through our app. So you just go to the App Store, you type in Gloria Horn Sewing Studio, and it's a free app for you to download. So the first one is this Oh So Mini organizer. And this is a little stash thing. So this just holds tools in an upright position. So this is the mini one. We only have 4 of these left at this price. So they just hold items upright for you like this, which is kind of nice. You can stick all kind of scissors and things in there. So we only have 4 of those left, and those are marked down. So that's a great little one. And then the next one is the big one. So this is just a bigger version of it here. So pull this one out and show you guys. Yes, Brenda, we can get more of those. We'll get more of those in. So we can put more of those in. But this is just the bigger one. So this one's, we only had a few of these left. $8.88. That's a great price for those. So grab those up. These we can still get, but not at that price. We're just trying to move some inventory we have on the shelves. So these will go out right away. So So this is new. Okay, so this is a Witch's Boots felt panel. Okay, this is cute. So this is a new item. Oh no, is this new?
It is.
Okay, it says we only have 5 of these.
We just got 5 in, but we
can get more. Okay, so this is adorable. So this makes it's a felt panel. So it's a big panel here. Let's open this up. So this
is upside down.
Is upside down? Oh. Well, is it both ways? Is it upside down? This one's okay. So there's these. Oh, it is upside down. You are right. Okay, here it goes. There we go. So it does. Where's the picture? Oh, here's the little picture too. So this does little boots to hang someplace. I'll show the package first here too. So there's a mantle with those boots over top of it. And there's several different front boots, the back of the boots here, and the dots. And then there's also these little parts here that you can use in some other parts too to make. And then there's a QR code for scan for ideas and instructions on how to complete. But it is the Witch's felt panel. And it makes, what, 4 boots? But you wouldn't even have to use this for the back. You could use that for more boots if you wanted to. The boot there. But you would just cut these out, so right sides together and flip them, I bet. I'm curious what that QR scanner thing shows. Let's look at that and see what that shows. Oh, so it takes you to all their patterns. So I scan the QR code here, and it takes you to all their patterns on their website for different things. So if we find the witch's boot, so here's the witch's boot. So we'll tap on that one. And oh, nice, just step-by-step instructions on how to put the boots together. So just a couple pages there, not too difficult on that one. But that's a neat thing. So that QR code takes you to all their free patterns. So once you buy one of their things, you get access to all those free patterns that they have. So that's great. What do you do with the witch's boots? Well, you could give them as like a little gift pouch to someone's for Halloween or something like that. Or they used them as stockings to hang over top of like a fireplace or something like that. That'd be cute hanging out too. So something like that. And I'm sure on their website they have some more inspiration and stuff like that too. So this is the witch's boot felt, which is really cute. So that's fun. These cute Halloween stuff. We don't like scary Halloween. We always like fun, cute Halloween. So is this another new one?
It is.
Okay, so this fabric is beautiful. This is Tilda. Now Tilda was, Gloria and I went to not Baby Luck Tech. We just came back from Baby Luck Tech, but we went to Quilt Market. It's the largest quilt show in Houston, Texas, largest quilt show in the world. And they have a part of it that's Quilt Market for people who have quilt shops and sewing machine shops and stuff to go to get new product. And this, she was like the headliner. That's all everyone was talking about was Tilda, Tilda, Tilda. And here's her beautiful fabric. So this is a fat quarter bundle. So you get 12 fat quarters in this. A fat quarter is 20 inches by 22 inches. This is called Merry Little Christmas Blenders. And aren't these beautiful? So you get a floral one there, greens, couple different shades of greens, some blues, and then reds, and then some taupe colors too. So those are beautiful. Change bubble. Oops, we'll change the bubble. Thanks. Yeah. But yeah, Tilda was, and we've had other collections from Tilda, and hers were beautiful. So, and this one's, I think it's 56 for the fat quarter bundle. There's 12 fat quarters in there, and then you do earn that 10% credit back. So anything you purchase today is eligible for that 10% credit back to be put into your account as well. So, yes, 10% back for sure. Yep. So this year when we went to Baby Luck Tech in brother training, the new Brother Avenir and the Bernina, or the new Brother Avenir and the Baby Luck Radiance, we didn't get a chance to sew on last year. But this year they taught us a class on. So we're hosting an in-store class in our shop here for 6 people, 3 people who own the machine, 3 people who don't own the machine, to get a good mix. And then there's a market survey that you fill out, and then your fee goes back to Baby Luck and Brother. But so we're going to do it virtually too, and that's going to start on the 15th. The 15th is when that starts. And we're going to do the virtual event on the 15th, starting part of what we're going to teach in that class. So I know there have been people asking that they wanted to come in for that, but they live out of town, and are we going to do it virtually? So if you have the Baby Luck Radiance or Avenir, or if you're interested in those machines, or even if you have the Solaris, the Luminaire, there's something to learn about that. So those will start on the 15th of September. So I just want to make that announcement. But we have the Radiance manuals. So a lot of the machines don't come with printed manuals anymore. It's one of the things that the manufacturers cut back on from the machine. But we do like to have those printed manuals with us. So this is, I should probably just open this here so you can see everything you get. So in the manual, it comes with the instruction and reference guide. So that's a full manual there. And then throughout the manual, you'll find QR codes to help you with different things. And then it also comes with the quick reference guide. Let's see, I'll open this quick reference guide here so we can just look at one. Oh, you know what, I'll open this one. And then the last is the design guide, which is really nice. So this has all the designs that are built into the machine, listed for you with the different colors and how long it takes to stitch out and the sizes and stuff too. So that's a neat guide to have as well. So all the manuals are in full color. We got them spiral bound. We feel like that's the best way to do the spiral bound for these. So if you don't have these manuals yet for your machine, you can get these up. It comes as a 3 set there for you. So. Pretty pumpkin. Okay, so we have and then in the bubble now is that if you are local and you want to come in for that class that we're having, the dates that we have, there's a few openings left. That's in the bubble now, so you can sign up, and then you'll get that credit back as well. So, so pretty pumpkin pin. Okay, so these looks like just a cute little. Gloria likes finding cute little items to bring into. Are the gift cards 10% credit? So yes. The gift cards are 10% credit back as well. Cheryl, is Baby Lock going to extend the Avenir? They did not say anything to us about extending the warranty for the Baby Lock machines. That was not something that Baby Lock had discussed. So, but we can find out for sure to find out the details. But here, look at this cute little pin. This is a little jack-o'-lantern pin, pretty pumpkin pin. Oh, $3.88. We only have about 10 of those left. So, if you need a new pin for Halloween, this is a cute one. It's got a little gold cat on that side, I think. And then we also have tiny tags. Okay, so these are great. Oh, okay, everyone needs these because how many have USB sticks and you have no idea what's on them? Me. I have USB sticks and I have no idea. Now, if I had these, then I would know what's on my USB stick. So take a look at what this is. It's a tag that you attach to the USB stick, and then you write on what's on the USB stick, so you can kind of keep track of what's going on. That would be perfect for me. So perfect for labeling. 12 little tags. They have the little 3-ring or the little ring that you attach to the USB stick, and then you're able to pull the tab in and out and write what's on it. That's perfect. You get 12 here. Yep. Oh, and then, another neat thing. So if you're going to a retreat or something like that, and you want to take your scissors, you can use them that way too.
We can get more of these, right?
Yes. Yep. This is perfect. You might need 2 packs of these because I know but they're perfect way to label everything in the sewing room. Protective plastic covers. They're durable, easy to use, and they're pretty. So, yep. Those are great. So only $6.99. That's a good price. So, okay. So some purse straps. Okay. So this is nice. So when you want a really nice purse strap for something, you almost have to get one that's made like this. And I'll show you what this one looks like. This one, there's only 6 of these left, and they're marked down. But it's a really nice, just leather purse strap for you to use on something that you make. It comes with the D-rings that you attach into the project. So you can attach these into your project and then you just clip it right on. And it's got really nice hardware and it's just a leather strap. It says 100 centimeters. How long is 100 centimeters? It says 125 with the hook snaps. 100 centimeters.
49 inches.
49 inches. Okay. So those are gone. Okay, good. I know, right? You need like a zillion of those things. I'm taking these because this is a good one. I like those. Yeah. And then some patterns. We love the stuff that Sally Tomato does. Her patterns here. She's a really, really talented bag maker. And she's a young girl, which is kind of neat too. But her name's not Sally Tomato. Her name's Jess, I think, or something like that. Oh, the width of the strap. It's like more than a half. We say about a half inch, more than a half inch. So yeah, about a half inch or so on the width of that shoulder strap. Oh, some of these bargain items, if they go to waitlist authorize them because that will move you to the top of the list if it's something you do really want. So make sure you waitlist authorize some of this stuff. But this is the Molly pattern, which is her stuff always has a free tutorial video included, and that's really helpful for me. I try to like follow the patterns, but this is to make this tote here. So it's a they say it's a spacious satchel for everyday style featuring cork fabrics or faux leather. And there's an yeah, Jessica Ferreira. But this one, it's all closed up, but it has the yardage on the back of everything you need. Only a couple of these left, so we have these marked down to $8.88, which is a great. But her stuff, if you want to get into bag making, her stuff is always really well written, easy to follow, and it's they have a scale here of like, so this is kind of an intermediate pattern. They tell you the size, so 19 wide, 12 inches high. So, and then if you like that pattern, we also have hardware kits to go with it. Mm-hmm. So this is the hardware kit she recommends. So it gives you all the hooks, fasteners. Is this?
This is the antique.
So there's a drop-down list of the different ones that we have. So this one happens to be the antique gold, but there's also like regular gold, nickel, antique, rose gold, and a couple of those. But this is all the hardware you need for this, and the feet for this too, and the magnets. So it's nice to have everything you need to be able to do that first. So, well, that's great. $6.88 for that hardware kit, and then it's just general hardware that you can use in any project. So if you're not using it for that project necessarily, it's got 4 feet in there. It's got 1.5 rectangular rings, a magnetic snap, D-ring, swivel hook. So it's got some other stuff in there too. So, oh, and someone said that's an easy purse to make, so that's good. So we got an excursion duffel, large pocket on each side. So this is another pattern. Poorhouse Designs. We only have 3 of these left, $6.88. So patterns are usually like $10, $12 now, so that's good. Almost half price at $6.88. But this is a excursion duffel, large pocket on each side. Looks like there's a zipper, or maybe not a zipper, but it's just a pouch on that. If you flip it over, it'll tell you the fabric requirements. That you could use a panel or 7/8 of a yard of fabric there, and then lists also the stuff that you need down here, which is great too. Excursion duffel pattern. Switchback. Okay, so now By Annie. By Annie also, they're really good about their videos too. So this is a switchback, and it includes a coupon for that $5 video tutorial. So if you order the patterns By Annie that have these $5 coupons on the front, you're able to watch the video, which is really helpful when you're trying to do these. But looks like there's a recessed zipper at top. You can use a really eye-catching pattern of fabric on this one too. But it's versatile, easy to wear as a crossbag or over the shoulder as a backpack. Let's flip it over and look. Okay, so all the supplies you needed listed here, which is really nice. You can just see everything you need right from the front. But By Annie, her patterns are great. So, and then this is a bee bag. So look at this one. Oh, how cute. Okay, let's show the back. The back's better to start. So just a cute little purse with a circle at the top. So this is the bee bag design. Only a few of these left. So different sizes. So it gives you 3 different sizes, which is great. It's always nice to be able to make the bag in different sizes. So it tells you the fabric requirements there. You flip it over. That's the front picture. It didn't grab me. So this one's an easy one. Full-size templates in there for 3 different sizes. The bee bag. That'd be a fun one to make. But the picture on the back is better. This is better to see them in fabric. So that's a better, yep. So.
And Tiffany has a class on that. Okay.
Oh, Tiffany has a class on that too. Okay, so that's good. So that means it was a popular pattern. If Tiffany did a class on it, that means a lot of people bought that pattern. So if you don't have that pattern yet, that's a good time. What's this? Oh, Hamptons handbag. Okay, who's going to the Hamptons? Hamptons handbag. So this is from Pink Sand Beach Designs. We've made a lot of their bags. This is one of those bag designers that we bring in oftentimes. They oftentimes use batiks on their bags. Batiks are easy to use for bag making. Let's look at the back. So this one finishes like 12 by 12 by 5 deep. It lists the stuff that you need. Use a charm square pack. Oh, so you can use charm squares on this one. That's a nice. You're always looking for something to use with those charm squares. So you can divide it up into this bag. So that's great. Oh, look at this. Look at all these. Look at all these patterns. So, these are all coming up next.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Bash fingers on these because look, there's a lot of patterns. When we do this many patterns at once in a row, that means they're on special. So that's time to pick up some patterns. It's nice to have stuff to look at, a pattern to follow. So this is the market tote. So here we go. This is, you can try it with a panel. That looks really nice. But there's a large size, a small size. And look, I really like that pouch, that's the part that's buttons closed there. I always like a bag that you can close up, right? If it's an open tote, if you're carrying it someplace, you might want to. I'm going to Cape Cod. Does that count? Sure, we'll make it count. Absolutely, close enough, right? So there's only one of these left. So that's nice. So we'll flip it over. If you're using a panel, it'll help you what to get there. Bozole. Bozole is a good thing to use in the bags. It really makes stuff stand up. So that's. And then once you start making these bags, each one you make is going to get easier. You're going to learn some skills out of that bag. So we got two big totes. Okay, this one does have a video we like. Why do they call it two big totes? Well, because maybe you get two big totes out of this. And those are two big totes. Carried on these two spacious totes. Zipper closure for security. Great for large-scale fabrics. Multiple pockets inside and out. You have the coupon for the video there, which is good. And then, so there's a large size and an extra large size. So they're right. Two big totes on this one. Carry it all in these simple, easy to make, spacious size totes. Those are gone. Zip it up. Zip it up is a streamlined organizer with two sides. Open flat for easy access. So it opens up flat. It looks like there's a zipper all the way around, so you can carry it to class with you. You can put invisible zipper, invisible mesh or inside mesh, in vinyl pockets. But it makes probably two different sizes on there. Only a few of these left. This was a popular one. A lot of people bought this one. Small case, large case, and then all the stuff that you needed listed there. And this one has a video too. Complete zipper instructions, and we have a new zipper foot. If you're working with zippers, there's this zipper foot we have coming up. The best zipper foot we've ever used. Sometimes you couldn't get that. You wanted that old school zipper where you could adjust and slide it, if you know which one I'm talking about. You couldn't do it with the new zipper feet that snap on. Not with this one. So John's going to show us this one coming up in a little bit, but you'll definitely want to get this foot if you have the high shank machine. So zip it up. What's next here? Ultimate Travel Bag 2.0. This one is a travel bag that was really popular, and then when they do the Travel Bag 2.0, it means they've just revised the pattern and made some improvements and different things on it. So this one has the coupon for but look, it attaches to your bag. I always love bags like that. You always need a bag to carry some stuff in. And it's carry-on compliant, which is great. So you know the sizes will be right. You won't be hassled at the ticket counter when you're trying to get on the plane. And it secures your trolley bag. So that's a good one. Okay. And Pucker Up Project Tote. Pucker Up Project Tote. So this is one of the cinch bags that you can, and it's really beautiful with those grommet openings like that. So if you learn how to do that grommet opening, it's a really impressive bag to make. And then it looks like it just cinches up. So Bondo bags, we've made these before. Comes in two sizes. There's the petite tote and the large tote. Only a few of these left. $7.88 for this pattern. Scarlet. Okay, here's another Salary Tomato. This one's really pretty. So it's just like a little evening bag or something. You can use a really bold print. It looks like this. So they call this the Scarlet. So in style, this looks very stylish. So let's see the back here. It teaches you how to do a tassel on here and stuff too. So that's really neat to learn how to make a tassel. Recommended fabrics, the lining, and all that you need. And there's an online class available too for this one. Drop Zone. Okay, so this is a bag that creates a shallow tray and a zipper across the top. So it's just like, this would be great for school, store a variety of supplies and tools. Be good for a gift too, if you want to put a little gift inside there and then zip it up and then give them a little gift that way too. So $9.95. We can make this one $8.88. There we go. The bubble numbers are predictable. Oh no, okay. We can change it. We can change it. It'll just take us a second. We'll mix them up. Thanks for pointing that out. We like to be fair when it comes to these bargains. So we'll try to mix up the numbers. So Firefly tote. So this one is, this one's really neat. So this one has a tote, two different sizes. It looks like they use some leather, some canvas, but the neat part is this inside part here. So it's got that part that cinches up on the inside. It looks like a zipper pocket on the outside, another pocket on the outside. I really like the way this pattern looks. And let's see the back size here. So there's a tote size and a project size, but having it cinch closed and being able to get that cinch in there is a neat one to do. So do we mix-a-roo?
Currently doing.
We're mixing, okay. Okay, so another one from, this is the Dorothy from Sally Tomato. So a little satchel with the zipper closed. She'll teach you about making the tassel and the handle for it, and then how to do this little quick, easy, beginner-friendly wristlet with interior card pockets. Oh, that's great. So you just learn how to do that as well. There's an online class available for this one too. It's always great to have a video to help you. But this is beginner, and it's 9" by 6" by 1 deep. So that's a great little wristlet pouch. Clam it up. Okay, so we had someone made, we're our random order number now. Okay, so we're random numbers now. So clamp up. There's only 3 of these left at $9.88. They make those collapsing, like, what are those dolls? Russian dolls? Is that what they're called? Yeah. The little ones that collapse up? Yeah. So they one fits in the next, one fits in the next. So if you make someone the whole set, it is so cute because you just unzipper, and there's just a little bag inside each one. So this is the clam it up. Make them all because it's definitely worth to have all the sizes. So then we have the Highland tote. So this uses a border stripe. It's always great to use those border stripes. We like to collect in those border stripes, but never know where to use them. So this is a Highland printed pattern. And you're able to use a focused fabric like that border stripe there. Highland tote. Mia. So this is a little petite and charming crossbody bag designed for beginners. So box bottom bag, zipper close at the top. I love when the details of learning how to do this on your zippers, closing them off and finishing them on the ends, which is really neat. Installing a hook for the D-ring. And then she gets you lined up with they're using the right hardware and stuff. Her stuff always turns out really nice in the strap. So this is a great one for beginners. And this is the Mia bag. And then we got the Stuart. So this is more of a chic camera bag with 2 exterior pockets. So that more squarish box style purse. So this one that's cute, comes 2 different sizes. But look at her purse straps, learn how to do the purse straps like that. She used some webbing as part of the purse strap there too on this one. So this is the Stuart, only a few of those left. And then she always gives you the requirements in the back. And there's a video for these too. That's always very helpful to have the videos on those. The O bag, oh, this is cute. So this is O bag, and I think they could do a little better on their pictures. Look at this. Yeah, they could do a little better picture, but this is the O bag. It finishes 14 by 14. So you can make it like a citrus slice. You can make it look like feathers on the front. That looks a little sun there. But this is a cute bag if you're looking to make something that's round like this, the O bag. The O bag is a unique and fun bag to make. It combines fabric with craft text, so that's like that Bosal stuff. It can be closed with a magnetic snap or with adjustable shoulder strap. So the O bag. All aboard. Okay, so a train case. So a little train case to carry for toiletries. Whether you're globe-trotting or touring closer to home, you'll love these stylish cases for carrying. They come in different sizes with small, medium, and large. So 3 different sizes on this one too. And that's an all aboard train. Those are all the patterns. That isn't always the most exciting thing to sit through, pattern after pattern. So, but we got some mesh next. So this is
These are
bundles.
Yeah.
What do they get? What do they get?
They get coordinating mesh and fold over elastic.
Okay. So you get both. So we're setting it up here for success. So you're gonna get the gray with the fold over elastic for your mesh, the black and the black, and the white and the white. $7.88 a bundle. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's a nice little thing. Okay, order these up because that's neat that it's bundled together. So you get the elastic is what you fold over the edge of the mesh to keep it nice, so you can use it as a pocket. $7.88. That's like half price because I know these by themselves and that by itself, it definitely wasn't $7.88. So we have it in the gray, the black, and the white. Those are nice colors.
And a lot of the patterns that we just went through call for mesh.
Okay.
And elastic.
And Kate said a lot of the patterns that we just went through had a lot of that elastic and stuff in it, so you can do so. Now, you never know when you're going to need these until you need one and you want to use one. And what these are these are parachute buckles. They're not to be used with parachuting. Let's say that, but they are the clip buckles for straps. And this is a 1 inch. 1 inch. So it's got the 2 ends that hook through for the clip, and this is the 1 inch. So this is the parachute buckle in black. And then, is the white a separate listing?
No, it's the same.
Same listing. Okay, so we have it in white and black, and they're both the 1 inch. You kind of just need the stuff on hand to have it if you need it for what you're doing, or if you're making a bag for something. A lot of people do them as crossbody bags. Across here, they'll have that buckle, so they can just clip it over this way with it. So. Some more, stocking up on some purse making stuff. Some Sally Tomato. Her stuff is always great because you know it's of good quality for bag making that isn't overpriced. So this is the snap closure. So you put this in the fabric. So there's the 2 ends that snap, and then it's got the little wings in the back, and then there's the part that holds the wings in the back there. So for snap closure, this is the nickel, but with this it's kind of hidden, so it doesn't really matter what color you're using. But that's for the nickel. And then when you're working on these bags and you put a lot of time into it and you made it handmade and you're giving it as a gift and you want a little like actual signature to it, these little script labels are really cute to go in the bags. They attach like the snap closures do, the magnetic ones. There's the bar in the back that goes inside, and then little tabs that pull down to hold it in place, and then you sew it in. But they come in different colors. So we have the antique, we have the gold, we have the nickel, and then we also have the, what is that, brushed nickel?
I think it's gunmetal.
Gunmetal, that's it. That one's kind of flipped, but. So we have these marked down to $288. Where's the page for payment options? She's in our app. Let's see. When these are live, you can get help. So, Sheila, you're looking for the payment options in the app. Let's see. I went to the shopping cart. It says my shopping cart is empty. I have to add something. Let's add this. Mine just comes up like this. So it's at the bottom of the checkout page. So I have one item in my cart there, and then I just scroll down and it populates down here. So you're checking items. So if you want to use a new card or stuff, you can add that there. So it's just to down a little bit further. So we got these done. Elevated everyday zippers. Okay. Oh, another Sally Tomato. We found these not last year, but the year before, um, from Sally Tomato, and this is the best zipper bundle out there. It gives you these really. Is this? Oh, it's all taped closed. Hold on. Okay, so what this gives you is it gives you a yard. Okay, a yard of each zipper, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. These stripe ones are super cute. If you just see the edge of that next to your zippers, so you get those stripes. So there's a blue and a peach, and then you get a white with antique gold, a black with the gold, a silver with the silver, and then look at all these zipper pulls you get too. So they give you different ones to match. So some circles, some bars, but that gives you a bunch of different zipper pulls to go with the zippers. So these are a great way to get the zipper. Oh, they're gone. Okay, good. I was hoping so. This. Okay. Okay, so this is Aurifil. Aurifil that. This is the ultimate sewing thread. Is Aurifil. Do you have virtual serger classes, workbooks, or patterns? Do we have any virtual classes? No, we do carry the sergers, Denise, but we need to start promoting them and doing some classes with them. So it's something on our radar to do, and we want to start offering those classes on those Bernina sergers. I know there's might be a workbook out there and stuff like that, but stay watching because we're going to be bringing some of that serger. We carry the sergers. We have them in stock. We have our floor models. We have the top ones like that L880 serger. So stay tuned because we're gonna get to that. So, but this is our Aurifil thread. It's a 50 weight cotton, 100% cotton, virtually no lint when you're sewing with this. And this is the perfect weight thread to use when you're piecing or just for some general sewing. It's a very high quality fine thread. If you never used it, you'll absolutely love it. But this is the white color we have here. It says we only have one in stock, but that seems like we can get more of this with that. But yes, we can add these in. But if you're just doing general purpose sewing, it's a 50 weight thread, so it doesn't take up so much room in your seam allowance. If you have trouble getting that, we need a plod class. Yes, we do. John's been working on something with that too, so we're gonna start scheduling those plod classes as well. But with this thread, it's a 50 weight thread. So if you're having trouble getting your 1/4 inch seam allowance when you're quilting, it might be that your thread is too thick. If you're using a 40 weight thread, that thread might be too thick. So when you're opening the seam up and pressing, it's taking up just a little more room, meaning your blocks could be off a little bit. With a 50 weight thread, it's a less turn of the cloth. So it's a very high quality thread. So that's the white. That's a great color to get started with. We also have it in the dove gray. This is probably the next most popular color. People often use this color to piece with, whether they're using tans or whatever it is, because it just meets that off-white kind of color. So this is a dove color in the Aurifil. Oh, that one's at $13.40. Oh, that's good.
This one was a higher price. It was like, $15.99.
$15.99. Okay. And then we have a little bit darker gray. So this is a darker gray yet. If you're looking for something darker, just so if you are, we used to have Serger Saturday. I know we're gonna get back in those Serger lessons too with this. Dove is my favorite. I like the dove too. I'd say dove is my favorite. And then this is a nice neutral off-white cream color taupe. Beige, I guess. What do they call that one? Light beige. Okay, so light beige. But these are the 4 most popular colors that we sell. But the white, the dove, and then the gray and the. What number is the dove? What is the number for dove? The number for dove is
2600.
2600. Yep, 2600. Okay, fabric confetti. Okay, so this is neat. This is a little pillow with that chalkboard fabric. So if you ever use that chalkboard fabric, be able to write a little message on it. So kind of a reusable pillow for someone. So these is a machine embroidery pattern with electronic cutting files, but like good, good. What's it? It's good. Oh, good luck today. Good luck today. Love you. Wish you success. Hope for the best. Happy birthday. So you could make it for someone and be a kind of a thing that you put out and write a different message at different times for someone, which is kind of neat. So, and it comes in. So 6x10 hoop is what's recommended for this. Those all gone. 1388. Cute for college dorms. It sure would be. Yeah, you could write a message on it. So instructions for 3 pillow sizes. So 18 by 18, 16 by 16, and 14 by 20. So a lumbar. And then 3 different instructions for pillow closing. So if you don't like to do pillows a certain way, it gives you a zipper method, a buttonhole method, and an envelope method. Use fat quarters. So if you're collecting those fat quarters, you can use that with this pattern too. I'm new to this. How do I make a purchase, Sandy? So there is a buy button somewhere up here. It's either over here or this side. So you hit buy and then add to cart. And it'll add it to your cart. It looks like you're on the app, so it looks like you have an account with us. So if you just hit buy, add to cart, it will put that item in your cart, and you can keep shopping and check out. So.
All of our bargains that we have.
Okay. So let's talk about this hoop for a second. So this is a new single needle sashing hoop from our friends at Durkee. So Durkee makes hoops that fit on the Baby Lock and Brother machines. So this hoop is really great for webbing, if you want to do webbing, or if you want to do a sashing. It comes with 2 different sets of, 2 different sets of these bars here. So you can use it for inch sashing, 1.5 inch, or it looks like 2 inches here on this side. And you can put your webbing in there, pull that taut, and then just give that a tighten. And you can put your embroidered design right on there. So I think we're going to show this in a little bit here, this hoop and how this works. And then let's see, let's go back up one, Tommy's Fanciful Designs. So this was a design set that Tommy had created. This one, did this one have the in the hoop ones as well? If you don't have IQ Designer, is that how this one works? Okay, so this one, this design set's a little differently. You can use this one in IQ Designer, but you can also use it in embroidery. So if you have a machine that doesn't offer IQ Designer and you want some of these background fills, you can also do it with this pattern too, because these are just embroidery designs, so background quoting, and then you would just put your design right on top. So that gives you some balloons, some stars, geometric, some butterflies, a sun pattern, that's nice. There's some seashells, some crabs. Oh, I like the crabs, that's really cute. Sandals, the beach sandals are cute too. Oops, I go back up here. There we go. Some more sandals. Some more suns. And little, looks like little fox and little deer. So these ones, hoop size. These come in a bunch of different hoop sizes, I believe.
Yeah, I think max is 9 by 14.
Max is 9 by 14. Maybe the smallest is 6 by 10 with these. And so you can use these right in embroidery, or you can pull them in from IQ Designer, so you can use them both ways with this design set too. So I think John's going to come in and he's going to help with a couple demos. So, and then I saw a couple of people that are on here that you're waiting to hear back from me about something. So I'm going to go work on getting back to a few people from phone calls this weekend and stuff. But John's going to come in and he's going to show us some demos with some new feet. Is he?
John's on the phone.
He's on the phone. Okay, we'll keep talking then. So let's talk about we'll talk about the feet and then we'll have John demonstrate them. So this one is the jeans foot. I got a chance to sew with this foot, and it's absolutely amazing to sew. Even if you're not sewing jeans, just to sew over anything thick, the foot just hops right over your sewing with. So let's talk about like how this works here with the foot. Take this one off. You know what? Let's go over to the machine. How about we do that? Let's go over and sew on something here. Where's he? Oh, he's on this one. Okay, we'll do this one here. So this is the jeans foot. This is the new foot from Baby Lock to sew over thick seams. So when you're normally sewing on a normal sewing machine, and then when the let's see. So when the foot pops up, I'll put the jeans foot on here. So this will fit on any Baby Lock machine, any Brother machine that takes the snap-on feet. This foot will work for you. There we go. Thread that needle up here. There we go. So normally when the foot starts picking up in the front to go over a thick part of the fabric, the back part of the foot goes down, and you can't get the thickness underneath the foot because the front is up and the back is down. Does that make sense? But this foot, it hops over. So when you're sewing like something like this to hem a pair of jeans and you have those thick seams and you want to sew over top of this, so let's just watch this here. So I'll sew next to these stitches. I'm going to go up to 3.0 stitch length. Normally that's what you do when you're top stitching, but let's just top stitch over top of this. So as the foot goes up in the front, it doesn't go down in the back. It leaves the back open, so that way you're able to just sew right over it. So there's a spring action in there, and you just see the foot like walk up and over all those thick seams. Let's look how that turned out. Oh, that turned out beautiful. I'm going to sew down here where it's a little bit thicker. Let's do that again. So it just walks up over, stitches right through that thick part, comes right back down. Same thing with all of these. And it's just 1/6 thick seam after another, and how cool was that? Let's see. Yep, it just walked over every one of those. So that's our jeans foot, and it just snaps right on. But the key is that it has this spring flex here. And the front of it looks like our J foot. So it's a normal front there that we're used to that way. So there's a 1/4 inch mark there where the metal meets the plastic. So if you haven't ordered this foot yet, this is a great one. So it sounds like John's coming. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just demoed this one. So if you want to talk about it again, I'll give you.
Okay.
Yep. So thanks everyone. John's going to step in and he's going to show you some demonstrations on some of these new feet from Baby Lock. So thanks everyone.
All right. Hi everyone. And happy Tuesday. I almost said Monday. It feels like a Monday, but it's just like my days are off now. So when will the new feet ship out? So some of them have started shipping. We're still getting more in. A lot have gotten ordered. Let me talk about this jeans foot again real quick. Is this the one Steve just talked about? Did he show it at all? Or okay. Well, I will talk about it one more time real quickly since he already demoed it. But this is probably one of my new favorite feet that are out there because it does compensate over those thick seams. It makes just sewing such a breeze. Otherwise, if you don't have one of these feet and you're using your J foot, you have to use what's called a jig or use a couple pieces of fabric to level out your feet a little bit, going over some of those thick seams. And to be honest, I don't want to waste the time. And hello, everyone. I hope you all had a great weekend. See everybody commenting hello. But yeah, it just saves so much time now that I've gotten a chance to really sew with it. And that spring action feature, I am telling you guys, it is a game changer, especially if you are working with a lot of thick fabrics that maybe have flat felled seams, or maybe you're doing some quilting even, and you're just trying to piece those quilts together. I would say even like those tiling scenes, like this one, it might not be a bad idea to use that foot. You're going through some very thick layers here, and when you are seaming and piecing those all together, maybe some with like the other ones, like the Thomas Concave one they're working at, but that embroidery could get really thick. So even try using that foot whenever you're piecing those together. I think you might be a little happier and surprised with how much more smoother it's going to go through those different layers. So there's that foot. And then up next, we have that new high shank zipper foot. So when I tell you guys that out of the new feet, everything that came out, this is my new favorite one. And there's a lot of reasons why, because this is a lot more than just a zipper foot. So this is literally, I think, like a 6-in-1 foot, because I started going through all the different ways you could use it the last time I showed it. So in the back here, you have a screw. So this tightens and loosens so that when you put the foot on your machine, rather than using the left-right shift with your needle, you can just shift the foot. You could still use the left-right shift with your needle if you wanted to, but sometimes sliding it allows you to get that close, very close to the needle edge, and you could do some very beautiful top stitching on these zippers, which I was able to get super, super close to right there when I was sewing this one on the live last Thursday. Not only that, this is a non-stick coated on the bottom. So whenever you are sewing a zipper, and let's say you're going on something like this faux leather vinyl or vegan leather, it just glides right across. Whereas let's say I was using like a quilt binding foot, since this has that metal on the bottom, right? There's more resistance. So it doesn't go through as smooth. And when you have that resistance on your fabric, or you're trying to sew a faux leather with just your standard foot that's metal and it's not coated on the bottom, you're gonna get uneven stitches. You don't want that. I want my projects to come out looking beautiful every single time. So really it does come down to using the right feet. And then I also want to talk about why I really, really love this foot. So my favorite reason for this foot is that this also works as a straight stitch foot. So whenever you just secure it in that middle position, you have a center needle hole here, which allows you to use this as a straight stitch foot. And not only that, you could use this as a straight stitch foot with that non-stick coating. So if you are sewing leather or vinyl on a bag, or you're doing a purse handle, you do want a thinner foot. And I prefer using the straight stitch feet a lot for a lot of seams and clothes and bag making, because it, especially with this one, it's a more narrow foot. So it's going to use the center 5 spots of the feeding system on your Baby Locks and Brothers that have that 7-point feed. And whenever you're using the center ones, it allows a little bit better control of the fabric, and you could sew tighter curves and smaller seam allowances with much more ease than using your standard feet, which are a lot more wider. And so I think if you are somebody that makes a lot of bags, definitely give this foot a try. Now, this foot is for the high shank machines only. So it's if you have a ankle shank that is, I don't think I have, oh, I have it on the machine. So I'm going to take it off real quick just to show the difference so everyone knows. And so if you have an ankle shank that looks like this, so this would be your Destiny, your Altair, Solaris, Luminaire, the new Radiance or Avenir. Can you do a triple stitch with this foot? There is a triple needle. I would have to double check, but also with the triple stitch, since you're saying that, I don't know why I thought a triple needle. Yes, you could totally do a triple stitch with this foot as long as you keep it in that center position to go through that hole. But there is a triple needle they make, now that I'm thinking about that, and that's such a cool thing. I don't think we've ever shown that. So maybe I'll show that in the future coming up here for some cool decorative stitches. Hi, Kippy. And Yeah, so it's just an amazing foot. Now, not only that, there's a slot here for cording that you could do piping with. They also say that this is a piping foot because you can adjust it and slide it and get really close when sewing that. But there is this center position here that you could feed through a ribbon or a piece of yarn to kind of almost do couching a little bit. So we're going to be playing with this foot a lot. This is my brand new all-time go-to favorite foot. It's a multi-purpose foot. I don't even think they should have just called it a zipper foot. It's literally, I think, a 6-in-1 foot, and it's hard to beat that for especially the price that it is, having like 6-in-1 feet. And also it is 10% back today, so I would take advantage of that, especially on these new products. That 10% could go away at some point. So, but with that zipper foot, I just cannot stress how much I love this. Will it fit the Destiny? Yes, it will fit the Destiny. So, the machines that can use the new zipper foot. So any high shank machine, so that's going to be like your Destiny, your Altair, Luminaire, Solaris, Radiance, the Brother Dream machine, the Avenir. So do you take the shank off to use? Yes. So you will take off your shank. So this shank here is used for all your snap-on feet. But this one, what I actually really like too is that it's a high shank foot. So it's not going to wobble like some of the feet will, where they wobble a little bit. This is very solid, almost similar to the Bernina feet, which I'm a big fan of. So it's solid, it's not going to wobble. And on top of that, it's just a very sturdy foot. So you do take off the shank, and then you'll replace it with this foot. Alrighty. There's a couple other new feet. So there's a lot that we got in, especially from these conventions, and I love it because new feet just makes sewing so much more fun, in my opinion. So I do want to talk about the bi-level feet. So I've been getting asked this question a lot recently. And so Brother makes these bi-level feet, and I really like the ones from Brother. So is the Elissimo is high shank. So yes, the Elissimo will work with that new zipper foot. But with the bi-level feet from Brother, and so these are fully compatible with all of the Baby Lock machines. These feet here, you could use it with high or low shank feet on a Baby Lock or Brother. And so these bi-level feet are really, really nice for a lot of reasons. And so I used all these feet when I was doing all this beautiful top stitching on all these seams right here. And you use the left-right shift with your needle so that you can have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful edge stitch. And the reason why I like these feet is because they are bi-level and the groove is deep, which actually I had Mary Lou try the bi-level foot when she was doing her quilt binding on the tiling scene here, Peace on Earth. So she used that foot when she was doing the quilt binding on this, and she said she actually liked it a little bit better. Somebody commented, said, I don't want to get this foot because I feel like I would be cheating on Joni, and Joni tried it and she actually said she does like it a little bit too, but Joni is very solid on this foot. But I wanted to show the difference, and I think that a lot of people actually might prefer the Brother bi-level foot rather than just the quilt binding foot because the groove is deeper. And so if you are doing that quilt binding or wraparound binding, it's really going to prevent you from going over that fabric, whereas the quilt binding foot, you know, it will, but it's not as much as a deeper groove, and I feel doesn't hold it as well. And so there are two sides of the bi-level feet. There is the left and the right side. And I do want to mention too, it is also non-stick coated. These feet are non-stick coated from Brother. So you could go over faux leather, vinyl, vegan leather with ease. They are non-stick coated on the bottom, just like that new high shank zipper foot. And so a lot of people were asking me about the 2 different sides. So it all depends. I actually like having both on handy. I went and bought both of these myself for my machine at home because sometimes you're having a project that you might need to flip it around the other way. And if you're doing that top stitching or that edge stitching or even your binding for your quilt, you might actually say, hey, I might want the other side so that I could flip my project the other way. Now, the one that matches the quilt binding, I believe, is the one we have in the bubble right now. It's the one we have in the bubble, the right side, right, or the left. So this one matches the same side as the quilt binding foot. And then there's also the right side as well. And I think both are absolutely a game changer. They really, really help. Also, the foot is longer than the quilt binding foot, which means it's holding on to more of that binding as well. And because the groove is deeper, especially when Mary Lou was doing these tiling scenes, she did tell me she was having a little bit of trouble using this one just because of how thick and dense this is, that when she tried this one, she said, I really, really like this. So it's one of my new favorite feet that we carry in from Brother, and they are fully compatible with the Baby Lock machines. So all the feet between Brother and Baby Lock are 100% compatible. If it says a Baby Lock foot on it, it will work on a Brother and vice versa. So those are the bi-level feet. And then we have, I actually want to talk about the Ultra T feet. And I'm also going to have Kate put this one in the bubble because I did forget to ask her to put that one in the lineup. But the Ultra T High Performance Non-Stick feet. So I really like these feet, and I don't think I did as good of a job describing these the past week. So these feet are non-stick coated, and they represent our favorite feet, like our J foot, our N foot, and then our 1/4 inch piecing foot. And what I really like about them, now that I kind of know a little bit more about them, because they're non-stick, I found out that a lot of people actually like to sew their piecing with a Teflon foot. And your standard white Teflon foot is an amazing foot. However, whenever you do go off the edge of your fabric, it tends to start to chew up the Teflon foot over time with the feed dogs. And so they get damaged, and then you end up replacing it every now and then. I know I replaced at least 2 Teflon feet with my machines back at home because after a while, the feed dogs going straight on the Teflon foot do start to chew up the bottom of it. Now, with these feet here, these are made out of a resin that are not going to get chewed up actually when it makes contact with the feed dog. So it's not Teflon, it's non-stick, but it's not Teflon where it's going to get chewed up. So they're more durable. And so whenever you are doing your piecing with the top layer, the Teflon, or I shouldn't say Teflon, the non-stick actually allows the fabric to keep evenly feeded, whereas sometimes when you are using a standard metal foot, it could start to shift the top layer of fabric even just by a 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch, which you have to trim up a little bit and realign, and it could throw off some of the spacing with your quilt blocks. And so that's why a lot of people are really starting to like these resin feet now. And so I just don't think I did the best job describing that the past week, but now that I know that, it makes beautiful stitching and makes a lot more sense. So you do have that 1/4 inch piecing, you have your J foot, which they call R, and then your N foot whenever you're doing those beautiful decorative stitches. Even if you're doing those beautiful decorative stitches that you make yourself on a Brother machine with my custom stitch, I think I'll talk about that a little bit at the end. I have the samples out there. Actually, I'll grab them real quick. So whenever you are stitching out some beautiful stitches using that N foot, it's going to prevent that top layer of fabric from shifting. So it's super important now that I realize and why people do like to use that Teflon foot whenever they're doing their piecing. However, these ones are more durable and it's well worth the investment.
There's some confusion about which bi-level foot is like the quilt binding foot.
So yeah, let me pull those up real quick. So your quilt binding foot from Baby Lock, this one here is on the, when we're holding it this way, and I'm holding it my way, staring at it my way, is the left side. So I guess that would be like facing your way, the right side. And Kate, could you just pull up the bubble real quick so I could double check, just in case I accidentally swapped the feet when I put them away the last time.
Let's see.
Because I think it's that they want the left side foot, if I'm not mistaken. So the one that has the toe, they want the right side, I think, now that I'm looking at it. I don't know what I did with the other foot. I just had it.
This is the left one up here. So
They want the left one.
they want the
Sorry
left one.
about that, guys. You want the left foot. I have the right one in my hand. Here it is. So you want the left side. That way, this will match up with... I'm sorry. Let me correct that. I am so sorry, guys. This is what happens when you give me an extra day off. I lose my train of thought. You want the right side. So these sides here, these will match the same groove. And so you want the right side, actually, now that I'm looking at it. The one that has the red fabric underneath.
That's the left. That's the left.
That's the left with the red fabric. Okay, you still want the right side. The one that has the black fabric underneath it in the bubble. So you could just make that bigger so I could just double check. Because you want that groove to be on this side.
On the left side.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. When we look from our end,
So
no, they want the left. I was right the first time. This is the left. I'm holding the right in my hand. This is the left. I am so sorry about that, guys. That is my fault. I am so sorry for the confusion. You do want the left side because those are on the same side there. So, because that's what you want. Because I know I told them left last week. So, because I was like, sorry, I did not have enough coffee today. So, but yeah, I think that when trying that foot out, it's going to make a big difference. And I think it's going to be a difference that you're totally going to notice instantly whenever you do your wraparound binding or you're binding on your quilts. I think that you guys will notice a complete difference in the ease and the way that it works. I think you guys will fall in love with this. So I know this is like Joni's favorite, but I like this one a lot. And a lot of people are really starting to like this one a lot after trying it too. If you are local and you want to come in store and try it out, feel free to. I'll grab the one that I have in the office and I'll let you play with it a little bit. So, but alrighty. So the next item that I have coming up here too is one of my new favorite hoops because there's so much that you could do with this. So this is the new Durkee hoop that allows you to embroider out and sew on webbing without having to use a bunch of stabilizer. And there's these perfect, amazing grooves that line it up absolutely flawlessly. So Steve and Gloria went to Brothers Convention and they made these awesome little keychain tags, which is a super fun project. I think we'll show this at some point. And they embroidered the BEX 2025 Brother on that. And I was like, I showed this with Tiffany and she's like, the first thing that she said was, I have to make a bag with this and I have to embroider on the webbing of the bag. So the way that this works is you have these little, not screws, but like little twisty screws. Yes, screws that tighten this part here so that you can put in the webbing. And so I'll just slide that out real quick. And so there are a couple grooves. So you have one that's for like a 1 inch and then one that's like for 1.5 inches just about. And so I just have this 1 inch webbing here. And it gives you a little bit of leeway room, but I like to just bump it up perfectly against that edge. And so we can just slide through that bottom blue part there. And then we'll slide the webbing through this part as well. And then we'll tighten the one side down first so that it makes it nice and tight. And then we're going to do the same for the other side, lining it up against that. And it's just absolutely perfect, because before, to try to do something and like have everything perfectly even, you had to just like mark a bunch of like different dots and lines, and it was really hard to do that. This hoop makes it super easy, and especially if you have a machine that has the projector like the Solaris, Luminaire, Radiance, or Avenir. I used the projector when I was doing a little sample just to line it up, and it makes it super easy. But even if you don't have a projector on your machine, you could still line it up super easy, because it's going to hold it nice and flat in that middle spot for you. So if you have like a little laser guide beam foot, you can at least mark the center of it and then do a little trace. And it's just an awesome, awesome hoop. I can't tell you how much I'm in love with this. Tiffany, she's already working on a little project at home with this that she's going to bring you guys. And even just imagine embroidering, and it doesn't have to be a webbing strap. It could be another strap that you sewed yourself and you want to add embroidery going up it, or your name across it. I think that would be so fun to have like your name just repeated along the webbing of a bag or the strap. So there's just so many possibilities with this. You could also do sashing with this one as well. I do really like the border clamp hoop that we showed last week, a little bit better for that since you have to take these off, but I like it more specifically for doing this webbing here or straps because of these little grooves that you have. And now this is the 5x7 size. I do think I need to change the bubble name a little bit because it is a 5x7 size and I don't want anybody to be confused. But this is going to fit all of your slide-on machines, because the lowest size for a slide-on machine is going to be like a 6x10 max, like my favorite machine, the 3550. So this fits that machine, and it will fit every other machine, Pathfinder, Spirit, Dream Machine, you name it, it's going to fit it. So it's super awesome on it. We'll continuous border work on it too. So yes and no. If you have a piece of fabric that fits this 5-inch width, then you could do it. But if you're doing on the border of a quilt, you really do want the hoop that I was showing last week, the continuous border hoop, because it clamps down and you have more space. But if you were doing something like a small banner, you could use this hoop for it and slide it through the same way. But I do prefer for like the edges of quilts or something like that I'm doing sashing that's bigger than this gap, to use the hoop that I showed last week. So I prefer this, I think, a little bit more for the straps and webbing with it. Alrighty, and then
We have the compensating.
the compensating foot. So this foot is a really cool foot as well. So this one is going to work with your cover stitch machines. So whether you have a Triumph, a Euphoria, the Applaud, what this foot does is it compensates on both ends. And so last Thursday, I showed a really easy way to do your top stitching on a flat felled seam with the serger, and it does it in like 2 seconds. So you could use your bi-level foot on your standard machine, but if you do have a cover stitch machine and you wanted to do your top stitching a little bit faster, doing both rows at the same time, you could use this compensating foot and it comes out perfect every single time. And so I don't think I have the one that I did the sample with next to me, but I'm going to show. So that compensating foot will go along the edge of the seam and prevent the fabric from slipping over. And then you could run 2 needles, a single needle, or 3 needles across that seam, and it's going to perfectly stitch out. And so I'm not sure if I have the one that I did last week, but you could even use it. We've been talking a little bit about like quilting on your sergers, quilting with your cover stitch machines, and you do have that chain stitch. So even if you were trying to do binding on your serger, you could use the most left. Here it is. You could use the most left position needle with your chain stitch and easily stitch down your binding too. If you wanted to try doing that with a chain stitch on your quilt, So there's always a couple different ways you could use your machines, and this foot allows you to use your cover stitch machine in more ways than you might normally would. So I did this one on the live last Thursday, and I just did a easy triple needle cover stitch, similar to what you would see on Carhartt jackets or workwear, where all those seams are actually made with these cover stitch machines. And it actually gives you even a little bit more of a durable seam because it does that loops on the back, which makes it a little bit more durable. And you also have your needles, it perfectly spaces that stitching. So it's not going to look like there's like one off or something. It perfectly positions those needles and every stitch looks flawless. More serger demos. Yes, Sheila, we will be doing more serger demos in the future here, hopefully very soon. So
Does it work with the applaud?
yes, so this foot works with the applaud. It doesn't work with your standard wiper foot. You need to use the other attachment for separate feet. But yes, this foot works with the applaud, the Triumph, the Euphoria. It will fit actually most cover stitch machines from Baby Lock or combos. And if you guys want to take a screenshot and you happen to recognize the name for your machine here, these are the codes for them. It will fit all of these machines right here. What type of thread did you use to do that triple stitch? So I just used actually orange embroidery thread, and it looks a little bit bronze, but you could use any type of thread you want with that cover stitch, especially if you're using it to sew those flat felled seams or do that beautiful decorative top stitching. You could use a cotton thread, you could use a polyester. I don't know actually about a rayon thread. I wouldn't try that one, but I just used a polyester embroidery thread and I think it came out super pretty. So, and it compensates on both sides. So if you need to switch your project or your seams the other way, you could do it on either side. So it's a really great foot to have, and you might not think it, but you're going to come into a project where you're like, oh, I do have a couple seams here and I got to top stitch them. You could just make them super fast and super easy, even just with a twin needle cover stitch. Rather than stitching 2 rows, you could just get it done a lot faster in one. So that's a fun way of using your cover stitch machines.
Does it only compensate side to side, or does it compensate crossing seams?
Like as if we were going over, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, so let's say I had a crossing seam here. Could probably sew this. I don't have a cover stitch in the room with me, but let's say we were going and this was stitched down and we had an overlapping seam. It is going to compensate along that. So I think I'm going to show that maybe this Thursday. Now that's a really good question. Yes, it will, because you're still going over that seam. You have that pressed flat, but it compensates over both of them. I think my hand was a little bit in the way there. Let me try to show that again. So, alrighty.
I think that's,
Was that everything?
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to just talk briefly about the 2 machines I have behind me real quick. So, I have 2 of my favorite machines, guys, right behind me, and I have the Brother 3550, which this is a combo sewing and embroidery machine. And we have a really good price, which is ending this week. You have to call. We can't advertise that price for a new in-box one. But it's an awesome, awesome, awesome machine. I know a lot of you guys might already have them. Tiffany herself got one actually too. She has that one up at her cabin. I know Paula has one and they love it. Tiffany uses it when she's making bags up at the cabin. She uses the dynamic walking foot with it to give it a little bit of extra pull. But it's an amazing combo machine. So it has that 6x10 max embroidery field. It's also an awesome sewing machine as well. It has those features that we know and love, like the automatic fabric sensor system. When the foot presses down, it auto adjusts the pressure so that you have perfect, beautiful tension in sewing every single time. So if you are interested in one of these machines, definitely give us a call at 412-344-2330. And then behind me, I also have the beautiful Brother Avenir, which is just such an amazing machine. So this one is similar to the Baby Lock Radiance, but it also has a few extra features. Same with the 3550, and you have that My Custom Stitch feature, which you can design your own custom decorative sewing stitches. And so I did some really beautiful ones here and some metallics, and I'd love to finish a couple of these and make a bag out of it. I think it would be so cool. And then you also have the Brother ArtSpira app, which I don't have my phone on me, but it's an awesome app that only works with the Brother machines. I got a lot of questions about it over the past few days. That is where I got that beautiful lace border design from. And I just transfer it over wirelessly to the machine. And so last week we showed this with the continuous border hoop, but there are so many fun designs in there. And even they uploaded their first Kimberbell design. So Kathy was super excited about that. Does the 3550 have Disney? So there is a model up from the 3550 as well, which is called the 3700D. It's very similar. It's the same hoop size. It's the same frame. It has a little bit of a bigger screen, but it has built-in Disney designs. Definitely you have to give us a call on that one. I can't advertise that one. But also with the 3550 and the ArtSpira app, thank you, Kate grabbed my phone for me. With the ArtSpira app, you could actually purchase separately Disney designs. So if you knew you only wanted like 1 or 2 specific Disney designs, you could purchase those separately and then send them over to the machine. So I'm going to let the screen load real quick. Are you going to go over sublimation printer? You know what? I will talk about the sublimation printer real quickly too. I don't think we have it in the lineup. I'll talk about it in a moment here. So as we can see on the home page here, we do have that first Kimberbell design. So I'm super excited to see the more that they're going to upload. But ArtSpira works with all of Brother's current machines that they're releasing. So as long as your machine has Wi-Fi, it's going to work with the Brother ArtSpira app, as long as it is a Brother machine. So it won't transfer to any other brands like Baby Lock or Bernina or Janome. This is exclusively for Brother machines. And I had a couple people ask me, well, John, I have a scan and cut. Can I send the design to the scan and cut and save it to a USB? And you actually can't. It will say this pattern cannot be saved. So it's exclusively for the Brother machines. You could save the designs to the pocket of your machine, but it won't let you save it to the USB. So it's kind of their way of keeping everything there for their app to themselves. But if we could zoom back in here real quick. So you have a ton of fun features on this homepage. So they upload weekly inspo for tons of fun new projects. They have new paid designs. Now, if you have the premium account, you get access to all of their paid designs except for their Disney designs. Now, when we scroll up to Disney, when you do the premium account, which is totally worth it, you get access to a lot of fun features with it. You do get a discount on the Disney designs. So if I said I want to go to, let's say, let's do Lilo and Stitch. They have all these new fun designs they uploaded recently. So, and look at this one. Look how cute. I loved that movie as a kid. So you could purchase that one and then send it to your Brother machine. So if you didn't want to get a Disney Brother machine that has them loaded in it and you wanted something like the 3550, you could purchase those designs separate since they aren't built in on the machine and wirelessly send them over. And then let's go back. There's also so many cool features too, like the sublimation embroidery. And so I have to show this because this is like the coolest thing of the ArtSpira app here. Can we transfer cut files to the scan and cut? Yes. So there's 3 separate sections here on the ArtSpira app. So the first one we have here is embroidery, where you have a couple different features. So you have your design editor, your drawing tool, so you could actually draw out an embroidery design, which is really cool. You have image to embroidery. So I was actually demoing this with a customer and she had a basic logo that she wanted to digitize and we did it in there and it came out really nice. And then you also have my new favorite feature, sublimation embroidery, which Kate, could you grab those towels? They are on the front there. But then you also have a couple other sections here. So you have cutting, which this is going to be for your brother's scan and cuts. And so you can pick out designs here, and it's almost like the Canvas workspace area, but you can upload cutting designs. They have a bunch of free ones on there as well. And so they have a bunch of projects. Those are my ones that I had favorited. But if I scroll to animals, it shows a bunch of different ones. And so this is a really fun way of using your brother's scan and cut as well. There's a ton of inspiration here on the app. And then let me cancel out of that real quick. You also have that design editor. You have line art tracing. So there are some cool features there. And then you have the printing section. So this works with their sublimation printer and their fabric printer. And so you have that design editor, a font decorator, which is a fun feature I showed before, where it uses AI to make a really cool monogram. And then the sublimation embroidery feature as well, along with geometric patterns and templates. And you can design your own fabrics. So there's a lot of fun features packed in on this app that you could use with all of Brother's machines. So I really like that they have this app that allows you to use all three of their machines that they have, whether it's one of the two printers, the scan and cut, or their embroidery machine, and combine all of those together for some really fun, awesome projects. It's just so cool. And so I think coming up here at some point, I am going to show how to print out an applique, cut it out with the scan and cut, and then use the feature of my connection with the Brother embroidery machine to add a satin stitch around it really easily. So whenever I get time and I have a little spot up here, I'm going to show that because there are so many fun things you could do with the Brother machines here. And so I do want to go back to embroidery real quick and talk about design editor. And so I am going to type in a name real quick. And I'm going to type in Kate, if I could type upside down. So C-A-I-T. So whenever we type in a name, right, and this is an embroidery, so this isn't for cutting, this is available for cutting and printing, but these are all embroidery fonts here too. Whenever I tap on her name, I can change the font. And I have over 150 fonts to choose from, which I think is absolutely just amazing. I can scroll and keep scrolling, and it's going to take me probably a minute just to even get to the bottom of all the different fonts. And so let's say I'm going to choose like Birthstone. So I'll tap it, I'll hit done, and it changes that font for that embroidery. And then I can wirelessly send this over to the machine. So that is so cool. You could do that with their 3550, which works with ArtSpira. You could do it with the Avenir. It also works with the Stellaire series, the new Celeste series that is coming out here. So it is just such an awesome, awesome feature that I just love playing with. And then when we hit done, we could also do everything that we could normally do on our machines. We could arc it. There's actually two features on the app that aren't on any of the machines, and that is circle and spiral. So if we have a really long text that says, life is better at the beach, you can actually spiralize that text. And if you were putting that on a tote bag, I think that's super cool. And then whenever we're done with it, all we have to do is hit OK at the top, and then we'll just hit done. We could save it. I'm going to choose not to save, and then we transfer it over to the embroidery machine. So if I hit transfer, hit OK. I had this one set up to go over to the Avenir here, which I know Kate doesn't have a camera set up, so I'm sorry. Okay, Kate's going to show it because we just want to show it. It's just such a cool feature. You could wirelessly send over those designs. You could upload your own designs into the app. So think of having your phone on you with the ArtSpira app as an awesome way of not having to carry around a USB all the time. And so I could just wirelessly send it over as long as I have both my phone and machine connected to Wi-Fi. And then, so if we go into embroidery, we go into our pocket, and then the pocket with the cloud, we will see Kate's name pop up right there. and then we could just set that, and then we can embroider that out. So that is just such an awesome, awesome, awesome feature. So if you are interested in a Brother machine or want to know more about it, feel free to give us a call at 412-344-2330. Option 2 is going to take you to Steve or myself, and we are more than happy to schedule a demo with you. If you are interested in anything, if you have any questions, we're more than happy to help and answer. So, and I did see a question, will sublimation work on quilt cottons? So you want to use a polyester whenever you're doing sublimation, which we have some really cool samples we showed here over the past week. And this is the sublimation embroidery feature. So we used 100% polyester thread, white polyester thread. You want to use the most pure white color thread you can get for your brand. Our for Exquisite is, I think, EO10. So we did all these awesome sublimation embroideries with this. And if I did tell you guys I only used one color of thread, you would say, Johnny, you are crazy. All right. It's just such a cool thing because you print with the sublimation paper directly on top of the thread. So I'm going to show the feature in ArtSpira really quickly. And so this is one of the cool things that Brother has kind of exclusively with their app because they make their own sublimation printer. And one thing Brother does really good other than sewing machines is printers is what they're known for. They told us that the sewing machines were only a small portion of their business, which isn't that crazy to believe, right? So whenever we go into that new section and we go into sublimation embroidery, you can create from the free ones down here where they have some free ones to use. But let's say we want to create one with our own image where it's actually going to use the AI feature to remove the background and create a fill stitch perfectly for us. So we'll hit create from images, and I'm just going to pull one up real quick. And it tells you what's recommended and what's not. So what's recommended is like a singular image like this pumpkin with a white background. What's not going to be recommended is, let's say, an apple with a red background because it makes it harder for the AI to pick out the apple. And so we could choose from photos, and I'm just going to pull up the leaf real quick.
Would Melba be able to use this with her 10 needle?
Yes. So if you have a Brother 6 needle or 10 needle, the newer versions, I believe the new one that came out, was it the 1060? Sometimes I even lose track with the names. I wish they had names sometimes. But the 6 needle and the 10 needle that are current both work with the ArtSpira app. And so you could wirelessly send over those designs too. The only thing you cannot do with the 10 needles is send over the Disney designs from the app, just because they consider the multi-needle machines be able to use for commercial purposes. And Disney is a little bit strict on their licensing. So you don't want to sell any designs out there that have a Disney design stitched out on it, because the Disney police might come after you a little bit. But back to the sublimation embroidery. So here's this picture of the leaf, and we can still see it has this white checkered background. So I just turned on the remove background feature in the bottom, and then I hit convert. I'll hit OK. And it's just going to take a moment here, but it's going to create an outline of the leaf here. And it's going to then turn it into fill stitches. And so it makes a perfect outline of the leaf. And so we'll hit create, and then you could load this in the max hoop is 6 1/4 by 10 1/4, and I believe they're going to make it so that you can make them bigger than this too at some point. And then we could show the print image down at the bottom on what it's going to be. And it also puts a couple basting stitches in the corner, which is really important because when I hit this next button right here, so I'll hit done, don't save, you actually would want to save this one because you're getting two files where it's sizing the print image perfectly for you to match this fill stitch, which is really hard to do outside of the app. So I am going to show a way that you can create a sublimation embroidery design in IQ Designer at some point, but it is a more hands-on lesson and it takes a very long time to do outside of the app, where it is just a couple clicks of the button. And so this one here is the embroidery design. This will transfer over to the machine. And then the second one is our print image, where it flips it and it mirrors it for us, because we're going to press the right side down with the color to the embroidery side, and we're going to heat press that. And so that one goes to the sublimation printer. So such a fun project to do. And honestly, this is a perfect last minute gift, because if you are trying to do this leaf with a bunch of different color changes, I think this is going to take you like 45 minutes. What do you think, Kate? More than 45? So because you're using one color of thread, which we all know when you have all those different colors, it's just like, oh my gosh, I got to tie off and change. And this is just using white thread, and it's just a fill stitch. So this stitches out really quickly, actually. I think this one only took about 28 minutes. And then while that 28 minutes is going, you print out your image, you get your heat press warmed up, and then the second it's off, you take it to that heat press, you line up that printed out square in those basting stitches, you heat press it, and you're done. Perfect last minute gift. And I feel like this is just such a unique thing right now. So sublimation embroidery, I think this is going to be the future. So printing on thread is just so much easier than a bunch of different color changes. So yes, I will show one day how to make patches with ArtSpira. That's a really good idea, so I will gladly show that. But yeah, and if you're coming to our fall event, Tommy and I, we're going to be teaching this. So it's one thing seeing this through the lives that we do, but it's another thing actually doing it in person. So you guys are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a super fun project with this sublimation embroidery, and it's just super cool. So, and I think that's all I have for today. So I hope that you guys had fun. I know that we were a little late today, just getting back from Labor Day weekend. But once again, if you guys have any questions, always feel free to reach out. Steve and I will answer any machine questions that you guys have. And so don't forget, it is 10% back today. So check out, and then you get that credit towards your next purchase. So yeah, but I think that's all we have. So I hope everyone had a great weekend, and thank you all so much for shopping with us. So